If I had a pound for every smartass that's ever told me that playing video games is a waste of time, I'd probably have enough money to take Tiny Peter out for a very nice Nando's. Go on, order 2 sides, it's my treat. Though if you want a pudding, we might have to share. I'm getting off track, aren't I? It's been the belief of parents, teachers, and governments the world over for decades now that video games are rotting the minds of youths like us, leading us to unfulfilled potential and mediocre job prospects at best and a life of violent crime at worst. At Team Triple Jump, however, we're incredibly pro-video gaming, not only as an endless source of entertainment, but also for the other ways that games enrich our lives. For this list, we're taking a look at the valuable lessons we've learned from video games over the years, so that the next time your mum bans you from playing Minecraft because she thinks it's going to turn you into a serial killer, you can show her this video and assuage her concerns. We won't be looking at any examples of edutainment, as their primary intention is, well, education, and also the fact that they are uniformly terrible. Rather, we will be discussing the incidental life skills we've picked up from our favourite games, and maybe some of yours as well. I'm Ben from Triple Jump, and here are 10 actually useful things we learned from playing video games. Number 10. Patience. If there's one thing we've learned from titles such as Demon's Souls, Dark Souls, and Bloodborne, it's patience. More specifically, the patience to stick with something and keep trying until we nail it. Those of you unfamiliar with the Soulsborne series may not appreciate just how devilishly difficult these games can be, but for the subset of gamers who crave the challenge, the satisfaction gained from simply keeping with them until you succeed is one of life's greatest rewards. They really aren't for everyone though, especially if you prefer your video games to be a little more relaxing. But for those who have bested them, they really are the ultimate testament to a gamer's fortitude. How is this helpful in the real world? Well, have you ever sat in any kind of meeting where you're just not getting through to your colleagues, or perhaps wondered just how bad the disciplinary would be if you threw a bin at Kevin, the idiot office intern? If so, then you might just benefit from getting a few hours of Dark Souls under your belt in order to understand true frustration and teach yourself a little patience. It's not Kevin's fault he's an idiot though, so don't throw bins at him. Number 9. How to keep fit. Here at Triple Jump, we just love to keep fit. Seriously, I don't think I could get through the day without at least one trip to the gym to get those gains. Why are you laughing? Rather rude aspersions on my swollenness aside, if you're well into a title, you can often lose several hours, if not days, just sat on the couch, munching Pringles and allowing your muscles to atrophy. You could go out for a jog, but there won't be any games out there, and do you really hate yourself that much? I certainly don't. In fact, I love you. Luckily, our beloved video games once again have us covered, as there have been plenty of titles released over the years that have helped us stay in shape, almost without realising we're doing it. The Wii Fit Balance Board got us all off our collective bums back in 2007, and the good people of the gaming industry have kept us moving and grooving ever since. And don't get us started on dance mats. Heck, Pokemon Go even got us gamers to go outside for a few months in 2016, like actually outdoors where all the fresh air and people are. If that's not reason enough to herald video games as a miracle sent forth from the gods, frankly, I don't know what is, and don't tell me in the comments, thank you. Number 8. World history. Now I know what you're going to say. Video games often embellish upon world history or give a skewed view of events to make the likes of the British look like the heroes. Firstly, that's not true. We're always the baddies. And secondly, you're like a broken record. You're not entirely wrong. However, there are still a great deal of interesting historical tidbits waiting to enter our knowledge holes in some of our favourite titles. Take the Assassin's Creed franchise. Was there ever really a conflict between Assassins and Templars? Probably not. Is there such a thing as an Animus? Not unless Elon Musk has gone rogue, or even more rogue. But prior to booting up Assassin's Creed Valhalla, we didn't know our ass from our longhouse, and a Blood Eagle was just that weird vampire bird hybrid thing James once brought in for Bring Your Pet to Work Day. Still cleaning the bathroom. Additionally, the likes of Civilization VI and its predecessors have introduced us to great people like Hildegard of Bingen and Abdus Salam, persons about whom we'd have no knowledge otherwise. We also got to learn about the wonders of the ancient world. Be honest, did you know what the mausoleum of Halicarnassus was before you played Civ? Tell the truth, God is watching. Number 7. Hand-eye coordination. A little known fact about myself is that back in 2012 I defeated many a beer-bellied man to become the PDC World's Darts Champion. I know, hard to believe, right? This guy, world champion, right here. How did I get there, you ask? With sheer grit, determination, and many nights spent down my local boozer practicing my aim over at John Smith's? No, I honed my hand-eye coordination in my living room, playing Wii Sports and slurping Horlicks. And also that minigame in Persona 5 Royal where you throw the darts, you know the one. Believe it or not, a few rounds of Wii Tennis might just help to improve your hand-eye coordination skills. By seeing that little digital ball flying towards you full pelt and translating that into a hand movement, not only are you getting a Wii workout, right? But you're also honing a skill that has actual benefits in day-to-day life. We can't all be number one in our respective fields, like I can with darts, but games like Guitar Hero and Rock Band can also help to improve your hand-eye coordination, so that when you have a go at a kick-ass drum solo in real life, you're just that much more likely to smash it. Number 6. How to lose gracefully. It's a sad fact of life that things won't always go your way. Luckily, we gamers, especially those of us like our writer who aren't all that good at them to begin with, I didn't write that, that was the writer, are used to losing, and years of defeat at the hands of tricky bosses and other better players have prepared us for real-world loss in a way that thousands of lifetimes of disappointment could not. Anyone who's ever gotten together with their mates for a spot of Mario Kart and had first place snatched from them by some absolute pillock chucking a blue shell will know just how difficult it is to not end the evening with controllers lodged into craniums. Sadly, that usually results in things like lost friendships and lengthy jail sentences, so we've been forced to manage our tempers. Remove the social barriers of a face-to-face setting and it's even harder after a substandard round of League of Legends or Dota 2 not to slide into your opponent's DMs and call them mean names like Dota idiot. Luckily, most of us have learned to exercise a bit of self-restraint. Look at us go. Number 5. The ability to work under pressure. Some people thrive in high-pressure environments. We, however, like to keep things a little more tranquil, and the only pressure we really feel is the peer pressure from the Cultaholic boys asking us to join their WWE live streams. Sorry lads, we're washing our hair tonight, but ask me again tomorrow. But what if it's your ambition to work in a highly stressful role, for example as a surgeon or firefighter, but you always buckle during intense situations? Well, you could do worse than to pick up a game like Keep Talking and Nobody Explodes, a title that really does do exactly what it says on the tin. If putting your own life at risk sounds a bit too traumatic, then have a go at Surgeon Simulator, where you can learn to work in a life or death situation without ever having to worry about personal risk. What's that? You've thrown the transplant heart off the operating table. Oh well. He was bleeding out anyway. Not the end of the world. Go and get yourself a nice calming cup of chamomile tea. It's been a tough day. He will be fine, though, maybe. Number 4. Communication skills. Do you struggle with not talk good? Ever find yourself shying away in meetings for fear that people won't understand what you're trying to say? Spurned by love interests because you're just unable to express your feelings? Well, do we have the solution for you? It's video games. Literally, all of our solutions will always be video games. I really don't know what else you expected. If you have problems communicating, there are worse things you could do than jump into a multiplayer game like Among Us. Someone's not on the level, and it's down to you and your crewmates to figure it out. Blue reckons he was in navigation, but you could swear blind you saw him vent in electrical, so better voice those concerns before you're next on the chopping block. Or if you feel like making your accusations in closer quarters, push the button from the Jackbox Party Pack 6 will allow you to conspire with friends and family to forcefully eject one of them from your spaceship. Added bonus, both of these titles will also help you to get better at lying, so you can at last convincingly say, "I'm too sexy for my shirt." Number 3. Money management. I can confidently say that I am not very good at the real-life management of money, which is why I eat 30p noodles for almost every meal. But I do have a decently firm grasp of the theory of money management thanks in large part to gaming. The moment we booted up The Sims back in the year 2000, we had the world of low-paying jobs and household expenses thrust upon us and had to learn very quickly how to balance our own books if we wanted to keep our Sims' head above figurative water. Once we'd nailed personal finance, we got to move into the world of business with titles like Roller Coaster Tycoon and 2 Point Hospital, where we soon found out that making money through corporate ventures was not easy peasy lemon squeezy and was instead difficult lemon difficult. If you were able to get through without spamming motherload, you probably learned valuable lessons in money management, so hopefully you've got something a bit more interesting than an off-brand microwave burger for your tea. Oh man, they forgot the sauce packet. Number 2. Teamwork. Team sports are not really my jam. I'm a darts guy, I work alone, but Team Esports are right up my alley. Not only is it lovely to bond with friends, family, or even complete strangers by working towards a common goal, but it's also teaching and developing an important skill. Titles such as Overwatch encourage gamers to succeed through playing to their own strengths as part of a team. It doesn't matter if you don't have the highest kill count or damage output, as long as you're working as a team and supporting your comrades, you can still win the day. The same goes for the likes of Rocket League, as you might endure an entire match not scoring a single goal, but as soon as you're contributing defensively or assisting on the attack, then you're being a good team player. As Tenacious D once said, that's frickin' teamwork. Well, words to that effect anyway. Regardless, they were definitely talking about Rocket League. Number 1. Problem solving. Arguably one of the most important skills that anyone needs to successfully make it through life is the ability to solve problems, be it minor inconveniences like what to cook when you've got nothing but condiments in your fridge, to major issues like where do I put my darts trophies. I'm not aware of a game that can teach you how to resolve the latter because there's just so many of them, but if your lateral thinking could do with a bit of a boost, then there are numerous puzzlers out there that can help you to fine-tune your skills. Back when it was released alongside Half-Life 2 and Team Fortress 2, Portal thrust players into a series of chambers with naught but a portal gun and a companion cube, F in the chat, with the sole aim of using their noggin to solve puzzles. As the game progressed, the conundrums got trickier and trickier, and players were forced to think so far outside of the box that the thing may as well not exist. Other titles, like those in the Professor Layton series, pose more traditional riddles and brain teasers, and whilst you may have forgotten exactly which of the 5 houses the pipe-smoking German lives in, the journey you took to figure it out will stick with you forever.